I'm glad you're here. What are we doing today? It's a restorative day, restorative practice, 1 hour long. That's all it takes, and it's going to go by fast. I promise you that. Hi, I'm Jan. This is 316 Yoga. This is your yoga from home. This is where you do it in the peace and privacy of your own home, not worrying about how a pose looks, but thinking about how it feels in your one and only wonderful body. Don't hurt it. As the bottom of our screen said, don't hurt your body. If something hurts, back out of it. Don't do it. Chill, relax. Every day our practices are different, so check us out every single day. I promise you'll feel better as you practice. Let's go. Let's do it. Grab your props, your 2 yoga blocks, maybe an eye shade, maybe a towel and a bolster, or maybe a nice big cushion from your sofa. All right, so we're going to come into a child's pose. Before you do this, lock in a stress number. Scale of 1 to 5, 1 to 10. Where are you at today? What are you feeling? Remember that number and let's come into our practice. Okay, here's the deal. If your knees are bothersome, which I know some of you have problematic knees and they're just kind of wonky and not loving a child's pose, come into pentacle. We'll join you there in just a few minutes. Pentacle pose is lying flat on your back with your arms and legs in a big like capital letter X shape. Go there. Enjoy it. Maybe cover your eyes with your eye shade or your towel. I'm going to take a child's pose. I'm going to spread my knees wide. I'm going to bring my bolster, which is vertical on my mat, in between my legs, and I'm going to come to recline here. I'm going to let my chest melt into the bolster, and I'm going to set a timer for 5 minutes here. Oh my gosh, that seems like a long time, but let it go. Come on down. You could put a blanket on top of your bolster to bring it up a little higher, if that's more accessible to you. Or if you want to be a little bold and try being on your knees, you could put a towel underneath your knees and try that. Come on down. Let your arms be wherever is comfortable. Turn your head one way or the other, or bury your chin into your bolster. Close your eyes. Adjust. It's a big thing. Adjust here so your spine is relaxed. Find length from the crown of your head to your tailbone. Eyes closed, and just breathe. Breathe in through your nose. Couple big sighs out through your mouth. And then calm yourself by closing your lips and breathing in and out of your nose, if that's comfortable. As you take your big breaths, feel your lungs expand to the sides of your body if you're in your child's pose. Or if you're on your belly or on your back in the pentacle pose, feel your belly rise up to the sky. Really fill it up. And exhale. Full exhales. You take about 23,000 breaths a day. Something you don't think about very often, but here on your mat, let that be your focus. Nothing else. No worries, no hurries. Just your breath. The word I'm thinking about today is empty. And you know what? We all get empty. We all get depleted. Empty means vacant. It means hollow. It means spent. And oh boy, don't we all get there. Your restorative practice, which we do on on Thursdays and Sundays, is your way to refill your tank. Breathe in, breathe out. Let all negativity go and breathe in confidence. Confidence in your deep breaths. Confidence in your mobility. Confidence in yourself in doing your practice. Deep breath in. And a deep breath out. If you've been resting on one cheek, it is time to turn the other cheek. Now just find your stillness as you settle in here. and adjust as you need to, and then resettle. Maybe the lips are closed and you're breathing just in and out of your nose, finding peace and restoration in your breath, your deep breaths. Soften the area between your eyebrows and soften your jaws too. A time of conscious relaxation is what this is. A time to pause and just find peace on your mat. Take a deep breath in and a deep, slow breath out. Much as you can, breathe it out. You can keep your eyes closed here as we join our other friends who chose to take pentacle pose. We'll join them in pentacle. So scoot your props aside. Come onto your back. Enjoy the getting there. The journey's sometimes the best part. Fully recline. Spread your legs wide and spread your arms wide overhead so you look like the letter X. All four limbs going to all four corners of the room. Let your pinky toes fall toward the earth. Breathe in, breathe out. We'll be here just 3 minutes, just kind of a little resetting pose. Soften in your face. Adjust your shoulders if it's not super comfortable in the shoulders. Maybe bring your arms down a little bit, kind of like a snow angel. Letting go is the hardest part. Let the body be heavy and think no thoughts as you come back to the breath. Deepen your breath and let gravity be your friend here. Gravity's pulling your shoulders back toward the earth as you relax all your muscles. Soften the area between your eyebrows. Just your breath, nothing else. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. Maybe this pose is just the bomb for you today. If you're loving it and your body's saying, I want to stay longer right in this pose. Nothing wrong with that. I'm going to move on into like a fish, combination fish goddess pose. If you want to do that, come with me. Maybe bring your legs together at the midline. Press on up as you bring your arms down and find a couple of props. The props you're going to need are your bolster. So roll it back to the starting position that we had it in when we did that child's pose. Scoot the bottom of the bolster up towards your bottom. Maybe have an eye shade and your blanket nearby and your blocks. So you basically got everything. Bend your knees, soles of the feet touch. Place the blocks under your knees so your knees have some support. And, what height do you want to use them? Recline on your bolster. So your bottom is down on the mat. So adjust on the bolster. So you kind of feel like fish pose in the chest, right? We're taking this variation in the legs with the soles of the feet touching, and the blocks are supporting our knees. If you don't like it, if it doesn't feel good for the knees, you can have the soles of your feet on your mat. That's it on your low back. Or you can have your legs long. Your call. Today I'm going to take like the goddess pose. Soles of the feet touch, knees resting on the blocks. And you can add in your blanket. Blanket is nice and just, you feel secure. Place it on your belly. Place it on your inner thighs to, open them up a little bit more. And cover your eyes with your eye shade or your little towel. And I'm going to set a long timer here. This is going to be a 5-minute pose. So in this pose, arms however you like, what feels good? For your shoulders, for your arms, for your chest, for your pectoral muscles up at the top of your chest. Maybe arms teed out feel nice. Or maybe you take more of the goddess pose where you bend the elbows a little bit. Maybe that feels nice. Or kind of a snow angel thing. Find the range of motion in your shoulders that feels good for you. Doesn't matter what it looks like. All that matters is how it feels for you today, right here, right now. Soften in your face. And enjoy the feeling of having your chest nice and open so the organs can all function with lots of good space to move, to breathe, to fill up with goodness as you let everything else go. Take the little adjustments along the way so this becomes very doable for you, and then settle in to stillness. Deepen your breath. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. And soften in the jaws. Take a deep breath in and a deep, slow breath out. Such a great posture for your standing posture. Shoulders are back and it feels really good, I hope. If you want to stay here, go for it. Nothing wrong with staying the entire practice in this pose. I'm going to come out of the pose though, and I'm going to take pentacle pose again. Just a brief little, comma, a little pause in the practice. So I'm going to bring my knees back together and send them long on the mat. I'm going to roll off of the bolster and just scoot the bolster to the side, not going too far. And then come to fully reclined again. Arms and legs high, all four corners of the room, your pentacle pose. Just drink in how good it feels. Only thing moving here is your belly as you take a big inhale and a big full exhale. Pentacle pose, that resetting pose, where you just think about equilibrium in the body. Just imagine a line straight down from the center of the crown of your head all the way down. Both sides of your body are equal. Both sides feel good as you restore balance to your body. One more big inhale. big exhale. Stay here if you like. I'm going to move into shoelace pose, which is a really intense pose for the hips. If you wish to join me, float your arms down by your sides, bring your legs back to the midline, and keep the blanket with you as you come on up to a seated position. I'm just going to sit on the blanket. It helps tilt my hips a little bit forward. So fold the blanket however many times you like. You know, there's no trick here. It's just doing what feels good for you. So don't sweat it. So I'm going to fold the blanket, and then I'm going to kind of sit on the edge of it. I'm going to crisscross my legs. All right. So again, if your knees are bothersome, maybe you just want to sit with your legs crossed as best you can. Every little bit helps, right? So maybe just a little bit of bend here and there. I'm going to take it more intensely in this shoelace pose. So I'm going to bend one leg a lot. I'm going to bend my left leg, and I'm going to bring my left heel back to my right hip crease. Other leg, the one on top, the right leg, I'm going to bend it generously also, working the right heel to the left hip crease. So my knees are now stacked. Oh boy, I feel this, don't you? All right, sit up nice and straight. It's going to be a 3-minute pose on each side, or not. Try it, and then adjust to a place where you feel that it's comfortable, that it's doable. Okay, eyes are closed, lengthen up, sitting up nice and straight, shoulders over the hips. And you could take your hands and give yourself a foot massage here. Nothing wrong with that. Do what feels good. Your feet are your foundation. We worked on those a lot the other day in our toes pose and our ankle pose. Just kind of love on your feet a little bit. And as this 3 minutes goes by, maybe you hinge forward a little bit. Oh, feel the stretch there in your backside. Maybe you like it and you hold it here, or maybe you say, I need to come out of it a little bit and bring my shoulders over my hips. You adjust to what feels right for you. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. I'm going to hinge forward a little bit more. Breathing in, feeling that, finding length in the spine, and breathing out, bringing the navel toward the spine, and maybe hinging forward even more. Maybe you like bringing the hands down to the ground, or maybe you like reaching the arms more forward. Do what feels good in your body. Two elements that are so important here and just so important in life in general are patience and time. Be patient with yourself, show up to your practice, and just give it time. That's hard to do, I know. But patience and time. Patient endurance. Hang with it, and you'll be rewarded. Take a deep breath in, lengthen your spine, and a deep breath out, let it go. Slowly make your way back up to a comfortable seated position, shoulders over your hips. Time to come out of this and take it on the other side. So switch out your knees, however you had them, change them up. So I'm going to bend my right knee, it's on the bottom now, bring the right heel to the left hip crease, Top leg, left leg, working the heel toward the hip crease, knees stacked. Get comfortable. Make it right for you. 3 minutes. Let's go. Hello, Betty, Tyrone, Stan, Tammy, Lynn, Roger, Kelly, Rena, Tina, Tim, Connell. Not you. I'm glad you guys are here. Doing what you can, right? Hello, Barbara. Hello, Mina. All right. Soft shoulders. Just be at peace. Whatever you're doing is perfect as long as it's not painful. This isn't super comfortable, that's for sure. Breathe through it. And as you like, adjust. And let your breath be your guide. Inhale, length. Exhale, come forward a little bit. Don't forget the foot massage if you like that idea. Take a deep breath in, and this is the last one in this pose, so really feel what you feel. Full exhale, and then slowly, as you take that next refreshing inhale, come on up to shoulders over your hips. Breathe in. Breathe out, soften the shoulders away from the ears. And here's the reward for this one. Take it slow and savor how it feels as you come into a brief pentacle pose. So unwrap, unwind, blanket aside. Take it slowly, savor every second, and come on down to your pentacle pose. Arms overhead, legs spread, pinky toes fall to the earth. Relax in your hips and your glutes. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. I'm going to go into a supported bridge pose next. You can use your bolster or you can use a block. I'm going to use a block. So I'm going to bend my knees, Send my hips up to the sky just a little bit, and then I'm going to take the block, or you could use your bolster, and slip it under your bottom. Now, positioning is important here. We want to allow the low part of the spine to hang off the block to allow gravity to decompress the low back. So you're going to need to adjust your bolster or your block. I'm going to move the block down a little bit more toward my heels. You'll find the spot where it feels right. And then imagine the low part of the spine hanging off of the block. You can adjust the height of your block by having it at its most stable position, or you can jack it up a little bit. And rest here. All right, this is your supported bridge pose. You can refine it a little bit more with the block as opposed to the bolster, but the bolster's nice and relaxing. Maybe that's what suits you today. All right, so adjust. 3 minutes here, and really let all the weight of your hips be on that block. Don't be using your feet to press hard against the earth like we do sometimes in an unsupported bridge pose, but this is peace. Arms down by your sides, palms face up, shoulders away from the ears. Weight is on that block, no weight in the feet. Let it be. And a little variation of this is called a collapsed bridge. Maybe try it and see if you like it. So toe, heel your feet to the edges of your mat. Then let your knees collapse inward and touch each other near the midline of your body. Maybe you like how that feels in your low back. Or maybe you say, not for me today. And you go back to a bridge-like position. Remember, you do what feels good for you. Doesn't matter how your pose looks, it matters how it feels. Big breath in and big breath out. Maybe today this is really speaking to you and your low back is feeling better than it's felt in years. Stay here longer if that's the case. I'm going to come out of this pose and I'm going to do a bit of a twist in a reclined deer. So I'm in a collapsed bridge, so I'm going to walk my heels and toes back to the starting position. I'm going to press into my feet now, and I'm going to lift my hips up nice and slowly off of my prop. I'm going to scoot the block out from underneath my spine, and I'm going to imagine my spine like a pearl necklace, bringing one pearl down at a time, rolling my spine down nice and slowly. No hurry. Get to know your spine. Bringing it down one vertebra at a time. Keeping my navel tucked so my tailbone is tucked up, kind of like how you feel in cat pose. Bring it on down nice and slowly. You got a lot more little vertebrae down there. Bring them down one at a time. Tailbone is still tucked. Bring them on down one at a time. You know your body best. And release that tailbone last. Really feels good if you take it slowly and just feel what you feel. All right, so reclined deer, walk your feet back out like you did for the collapsed bridge if you tried that, and then let both knees fall to the right side of your body. Tee out your arms. My knees are both falling to the right, so I'm really feeling this in my left hip. I'm going to turn my gaze toward my left arm as well. Soften in the shoulders. And I can increase the intensity of this too by lifting up the right leg, the one on the bottom, if you will, and taking the outside of the right ankle and putting it on top of the left thigh, kind of on the outside of the left knee. So the weight of that right leg is pulling that left knee down. And you don't have to do that. If you don't like it, don't do it. Give yourself permission to do exactly what is right for you right now. Let's come out of this and go to the other side. So I'm going to remove my right ankle and bring it back down to the earth. I'm going to let both knees and my gaze go back up toward the sky. I'm going to pause here for a second and breathe in. And breathe out, letting everything go. Feeling that tailbone nestled into the mat. And then I'm going to drop my knees to the left. They don't have to go very far. You know what feels best. Arms have stayed teed out. Gaze now goes to the right because my knees are going to the left. And then that other variation we took on the other side, if you like it, go for it. Lift the left leg up outside of the left ankle, on top of the right leg, just above the right knee. And use gravity to bring that knee down. Breathing in, breathing out. As you're ready, whenever you want, release the knee. Knees back up to the sky, gaze back up to the sky too. Take a breath in. And a breath out as you come into a brief pentacle pose. Legs long, arms maybe go up a little higher. Try that on for size. And just wiggle into that capital letter X shape. Breathe in and breathe out. We've only got 2 more poses to go, but maybe you wish to stay here in pentacle pose. We've got legs up the wall and then our final Shavasana pose. So legs up the wall, lots of ways to take it. Maybe you have a chair or your sofa nearby. Scoot up next to it. Bend your knees and bring your calves up onto the seat. There you go. That's good. Maybe you prefer to take it on your bolster. So get into your legs up the wall pose, however you want it to be. If you have the bolster, you don't want to move much, you don't have a spare wall nearby, you can bring your bolster horizontally onto your mat. Come to recline with this bolster underneath your bottom, kind of like you did in bridge pose. Send your legs up to the sky and hold them here. Maybe draw your toes towards your shins. Maybe cover your eyes with your eye shade, or maybe you'd like to drape your blanket on your chest or your belly. The other option is to do it literally up against the wall. To do that, what you would do is be next to a wall and scoot your hip, one hip, right up next to the wall. Lie down and then swing your legs on up the wall. Heels onto the wall. Your body won't be at a 90-degree angle. You're going to have a little bit of space between the wall and your extended legs. With your legs up the wall, up the bolster, on the chair, it's all good. We're going to stay here for about a little less than 5 minutes, or longer if you want to forego your final Shavasana, you decide. Get comfortable in your shoulders. Arms can be however you like. Maybe down by your sides, palms face up. Maybe snow angel them out a little bit to what feels good, keeping both shoulders down. Maybe arms T out. Another variation would be to bend your elbows. Think of goddess pose where your arms look like a cactus. You could stay there. Or draw the elbows up by your ears and reach your hands for opposite elbow creases. Keep your shoulders down and enjoy this variation. Another option, there's always options. Hand on your heart, other hand on your belly, soft shoulders. Find peace in your breath and your heartbeat. Take the variation that speaks to you in this moment. Your tailbone. Remember when we came out of bridge pose, how we came down slowly and let the tailbone come down to touch the earth. Consciously really think of driving your tailbone down into the earth or onto your bolster. And breathe deeply. So right here, right now, kind of take a little snapshot in your mind of your body in this pose. Just remember how to get into it and how you are now. And just try to capture that feeling for a moment. How does this feel right now? Remember it, and I'll tell you why in a bit. Take a deep breath in. And a deep breath out. And it's up to you. Maybe stay here longer in your legs up the wall pose, whichever variation you're in. Stay here longer and enjoy it. If it's getting to be time to wrap up your hour, slowly come out of the pose. If you're on the wall, swing your legs down the wall. So, just your hip against the wall, and come out of the pose the way you came in. I'm going to slowly bend my knees. Bring the soles of my feet down because I'm on that bolster. Press my feet into the mat. Lift my hips up a little bit and scoot the bolster out. Going to come to fully reclined. And I'm going to take that final Shavasana pose. All right. Today I'm going to use my blanket to cover my belly. Maybe use it to cover your whole body. Or maybe just your feet, your shins, whatever feels good. Eye shade or little hand towel can cover the eyes. Arms down by your sides. Now let's talk about your arms for just a second. Palms can be face up. It helps you just kind of feel more receptive, more open. And it is a little internal rotation of the shoulders. So if you like this, adjust your shoulders, tuck them under, and let your palms be face up. And yoga is very much for your mind as well. If you need to feel more grounded today, maybe flip your hands, your arms, internally rotate the shoulders so your palms are face down to just feel the earth and just maybe feel more grounded. It is a different feeling, not only in your body, but in your mind. So maybe try one, then the other, and take a moment to feel what you feel in that variation of the arms. Feet a little spread, kind of heels to the edges of your mat, pinky toes fall toward the earth a little bit as you externally rotate your hips. Eyes are closed. Deep breaths in and out. Maybe you like to exhale out your mouth. Sigh it out as you just settle in. Imagine your eyes as heavy in their eye sockets. And soften that area between your eyebrows. Your limbs are heavy. Your teeth aren't touching because you're going to unclench your jaws. Remove the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Just let your body be heavy. And let your breath be light. Revisit the area between your eyebrows and soften in your face. time of conscious relaxation to allow you to restore, refresh, and rebuild. Fill that empty tank of yours. Find the energy in the rest. Take a deep breath in and a deep breath out. And part of your practice may be having your remote control close by so you can hit the pause button and stay here a little bit longer and enjoy your final Shavasana pose. If it's time to wrap up your hour and get on with life, start to wiggle your fingers and toes. Find mobility there. Move the motion up into the wrists and the hands as you circle the ankles and the wrists around and around. Whatever feels good, move it. On an inhale, reach high up overhead and take a big good morning stretch. Reach through your fingertips. Point your toes to the bottom of the room. Stretch it out, stretch it out, stretch it out. Breathe. As you take your next exhale, bend your knees and your elbows and roll into a fetal position onto one side or the other. Low arms, bicep is a pillow for your head. Rest, top arm, top shoulder away from the ear. Eyes are closed. Savor this breath here. Savor this moment. Savor this one of 23,000 breaths in your day. And then as you're ready, maybe keep your eyes closed, let the magic continue. Float on up to a comfortable seated position. Sit however you like. Hands to prayer center for a moment of gratitude to your body for moving, to your mind for having you show up here. Press your thumbs slightly into your chest. Feel the warmth of your hands. Take a deep breath in, lengthen up through your spine. And a deep breath out as you settle in to the foundation of the earth, which has you, which supports you. Let it go. Gently blink your eyes open. You did it. Ta-da! You did it. You did a 1 hour long restorative practice. How do you feel? All right, so as I mentioned earlier in that little snapshot in your legs up the wall pose, remember it. Maybe legs up the wall or up your headboard is a position that you should do before you go to sleep tonight. So refill your empty tank by using your yoga every single day and use your legs up the wall pose. Maybe tonight is homework. It'll help nurture your body and you deserve that. It'll help you sleep better too. So that's a good thing. All right, stress number. You took one in the beginning. What was it? And what is it now? Yoga works. So come back. Check us out tomorrow for yet another type of practice. Until then, I wish you much love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, and self-control. Love you guys. See you on your mats tomorrow. Bye-bye. Hi. You're a good girl. Yes, you are. You're full of energy. Hello, Bonnie. Oh, you guys. Good dogs. I love you. Down dog. You got it. Bye. Another practice in the books. Good on you. Allow yourself the grace to just enjoy the practice just the way it is in your body, however it feels. Don't ever let a practice hurt. Just enjoy it and just show up. Let your dogs be there too. They're kind of fun to practice with. All right, here's the deal. Our practice is free for anybody and everybody. You know that. Tell your friends about us. Tell them how good you're feeling. They can do yoga too. We can all do yoga, dogs included. If you'd like to support our broadcast, visit our website. It's www.316yoga.com. See you on your mats tomorrow and just give yourself a little bit of grace in all you do today. See you tomorrow.